everybody. We're here for another episode of Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm your host, Rick, here at the Game Trade Media Studios in Timonium, Maryland, with our special guest and co-host,
Dave Taylor.
It is. It's Dave. I want to practice your accent.
Dave.
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 Yeah? Dave. Is it
Yeah.
Dave Taylor?
Dave.
I love it, man. It's just, it makes
Taylor.
everything sound better.
It does.
Like
It does.
and more
Way
like
better.
Yeah. Everything
So
sounds
much
better
better.
with your accent.
Yeah.
Why was I born in Michigan? Why do I say a boot in house?
Seriously, do you?
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that. That's great.
It's because I don't talk about,
You try
those two things.
not to use those two words.
ever. But I'd love to talk about
Excellent.
maple syrup sometime.
Oh.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. Big fan of maple syrup.
So today we are going to be painting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shadows of the Past board game by IDW Games. It has some great miniatures in it.
Yep. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing some turtles. We have all four of them. We have Raphael right there on the close-up. Look at that guy. So what is this called, this way of priming where you did black base then
Zenithal prime.
Zenithal.
So, primed the whole model black and then hit it from about a 30-degree angle with white.
Okay.
And sort of went all around the model. So, and it just means that you've got the white sort of bright on the top, and underneath you've got the shadows sort of created by the black. So it gives you a really good idea of where you should have your shading and your highlighting as you're painting.
Nice. I like it. Let's show a couple of the other miniatures. If you're going to be doing
Leonardo
here, so there's Raphael, there's Leonardo, who looks amazing.
Yep.
And we'll just let that spin a second because he just looks so good. All right, we're not. That's enough. And then we have Donatello.
And
Who's the last one? Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Jeez,
Come on,
that
dude.
guy. He's not my favorite turtle. No, he's a rough and tumble guy, right there. There you have it. All the miniatures look really good. They seem to have they use some pretty good plastic for durability.
Yeah, definitely durable. We've got some nice texture in there. I think we ought to pull out some good sort of musculature and different patterns on the shells and so on.
Nice.
Definitely quite cool.
Yeah, I like it. Now, the other thing that's really cool about this box is it doesn't just come with those miniatures.
No,
It comes. This is a big box full of miniatures.
It is beefy.
Yeah, absolutely beefy. We've got some boards right there for the play. It's got a nice little catalog with other IDW games in there. The rule book, as games will have. Some punch-outs. And then
This is your favorite part.
this part right here.
Nice that you paint. Stop painting.
Oops. Dang it, Ross. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't Ross. All right.
You can do it.
And I will. Just got to shake it out, as Taylor Swift would say, right? Look at that. You guys are going to spend a half an hour just watching me fight this box. All right.
It was fun.
Right?
Yeah. Let's do it again next week.
I'm sure we will. All right. So it comes with a lot of miniatures. So you have, whoops, that one's dead. That one died.
You're dead to me.
Uh-huh.
And
So,
cool. Actually, that too. Oh,
yeah. Little adventure
4.
comics.
So adventure book 1, 2. Okay, these are the adventures for playing through the in sort of mini comic book style. Very cool.
You get Shredder, you get Splinter, a bunch of Foot members, Foot Clan individuals, and then again, even more miniatures. So this has a butt ton of miniatures.
It does.
And so once they're all painted up and everything, they'll look great on the board when you're playing it. So good job, IDW Games.
Looks great. And some of these dice are really cool as well. There's an arrow breaking on a shell is one of the results.
Nice.
Very cool.
Good defense. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked with this.
Yeah.
And but we're here to paint some minis, so let's get to that.
Let's get stuck in. Oh, did I hand that paint back to you? I did not.
So today, using some Vallejo, I've got this right here, what's called the Game Color. It's the basic.
Game Color intro set.
The intro set. And a couple other side Vallejos that Dave handed out. This is going to be a good one for the body.
So. We're using the US dark green for the flesh on the turtles. There's lots of different ways that we could go with the green.
Yeah.
Obviously. Spent a bit of time doing some research this week and looking at images. So depending on whether we wanted to go for some of the original comic book art or some of the animated series or the...
Well, these are original comic book art right now, black and white.
I didn't think anybody would let us get away with that.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well.
So we got a lot of people watching, a lot of people in the chat room. Let's say hey to Stephen and Drew and Carl and Brian. Brian CP Steele.
Hey, Mr. Steele.
I call him CP as all.
CP.
Yeah. And then Josh from Mini Paint Studios.
Hey, Josh.
Everybody's here.
Cool.
So, as always, if you guys would be so kind as to share it into any painting groups or board game groups that you guys think would find this as a good content.
I think I would remember by now.
What's that, your glasses?
Yeah.
Nice. So, yeah, we're working with, this is Vallejo's U.S. Dark Green. You already said that, didn't you?
I did, yep.
And Verde Americano.
That's the one.
Have you ever met Vallejo?
I have not.
He is funny.
Yeah?
Yeah. He is a great dude.
He's quite the character.
Yes, that is a great answer. He every time he sees me, he's like he learned his English using expletives.
Okay.
So it'll be like, "Hey, Rick, what the F, dude?" You know? It's like he is so funny. He's such a good dude.
Excellent.
And that's why I think it's good that we're gonna use some of his paints today.
Yeah. They've been doing model paints for a long time now.
Yeah, I believe his father was the one that kind of like started it, and he's taken over the reins of that particular company. So it's like I could have been a rock star, but no. My dad decided to make paint.
Your accent there is almost Italian gangster.
Is it?
Almost.
Man. And here I'm trying to go with Spanish.
Maybe it was just the way you said I could have been.
It could have been a contender. Hey, what's up, Kenan? Robert Jones, can't wait to see how they turn out. Which paints do you prefer, Army Painter or Vallejo? Robert, that is a great question. I would have to say that I prefer just having paint. I would like. I don't want to say like I like this over this one because each of them have their own purpose. You know,
Yep.
Some have a heavier pigment. Others are just like the thing about Citadels is when you get a Citadel miniature, they literally have a how to paint these paint by color.
Yep.
Situation. So that helps in those, when you're painting those Games Workshop stuff. But, every paint has its purpose, and sometimes you want to use a mix of different paints to get the effects that you want.
Yep.
So I learned that from Kurt. Thank you, Kurt. We miss you. Rest in peace.
Hopefully things are going well. We'll get to see Kurt this weekend.
This weekend at PAX.
PAX. Very cool.
And if any of you will be at PAX, please stop by booth 203. That's where Game Trade Media will be with the magazine, Game Trade Magazine. We're going to be set up there and handing out magazines, doing interviews with different publishers. If you haven't seen it yet, here on the page, there's a list because we will be doing it live stream right here on Facebook. So you'll be able to see it live from PAX.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of
Are
fun.
you doing that each day, or?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, great.
Yeah, from like 10:30 to 4. Friday might go a little longer because a couple publishers that weren't able to get on the booking have requested some time with us, so we might take a little further beyond 4.
Cool.
4:30 there. And one of those publishers is IDW Games.
Excellent. Has Ross made it into the chat yet?
That's a good question. Ross, are you watching?
You watching this, Ross?
Ross, are you in there? He's not in there yet.
No.
Carrie says she's not going to PAX because she's slacked.
Oh.
Carrie's literally just down the hall.
Okay.
She works for Gemstone Publishing.
Okay. Yep.
Does the price guide and a bunch of how-to books for Overstreet.
I must apologize, actually, to Carrie.
Why is that?
I haven't answered her questions yet.
What?
I know, I'm terrible. She didn't give me a deadline. I need deadlines.
Oh, okay.
Deadlines, always with the deadlines.
So Carrie is doing, the lion's share of everything. I'm kind of just making the connections.
Right.
Because she's a way better writer than I am.
Okay.
And has a better feel. She has a lot of great questions that she asks. I'm sure that ones that she sent you are really good. And but we're doing a book called The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games. And miniatures are a big part of tabletop now.
Yep.
So, can I get some insight?
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we should have that out and about, available next year, June.
Okay.
So,
I've got plenty of time
July?
to answer the questions then.
No,
Okay.
no, you do not.
You're saying I should do it when I go home tonight?
If you want to.
Okay.
Carrie would probably appreciate that.
I'm sure she would. Oh, good.
And plus, her boss is going to be in the office tomorrow, so if she can say, I got another bunch of questions in from another article piece, so
That'd be good.
she'd be like, yeah.
Okay. I hear what you're saying.
She's like, I would definitely appreciate that.
Okay. Sorry, I was such a slacker.
Nah, she's awesome. We love Carrie.
Cool.
So I probably am not doing this right, based on what you're probably doing. I'm just trying to get the green spots.
Okay, yeah, I just hit all the green spots myself. I left the sort of on the cover here. It looks like a lot of the wrappings around their knees, their ankles, elbows, that sort of thing, are all like a dark brown.
Okay.
So yeah, I just hit all of those other areas that aren't going to be brown.
Okay.
With the green, and I'm hitting the front, sort of like the front plate, chest plate there.
What color are you using there?
For that, I'm using a German camo orange ochre.
Oh, wow.
Because they couldn't fit any more words on the name. But yeah, so it's a good one. I like it because it's a nice sort of desaturated yellow, but it's got some green in it, so it works well with the rest of the greens we've got going on around here.
So what was your first experience or with the Turtles?
Connection with the Turtles?
Yeah.
It was probably the animated series.
The Nickelodeon animated stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
So back in like 87, 88.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been watching that on Saturday mornings.
Wow. I was, I want to say the comic, obviously, was my first experience. I didn't get the first or second issue when it came out, but I got the third issue,
Okay.
And it was at a comic book shop called Jerry's Comics in Bay City, Michigan.
Right.
Many, many moons ago.
Nice.
But I really like the mythos of the Turtles and the fact that it was, when it first appeared, it was very dark.
Right.
As far as like the content was, a lot of violence, more tuned to an adult audience.
Right.
But what a brilliant decision to take it and make it into something that could be marketed to kids.
Yep.
And then the toy lines and the video games and the movies. I mean, this is one of those properties that just has landed on everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I decided to, mentioned before, I decided to do some research, not just on the look of them, but sort of on the background of it. And I was really surprised to find that, so it was like Laird and Eastman.
Yeah, Kevin Eastman and, I can't remember Laird's first name.
I can't remember.
What? Peter Laird, yeah.
They went to a toy company to say, hey, can you make some toys for our comic book characters? And the company were like, we're not 100% sure about this.
Right.
Get a TV deal first.
Oh, wow.
And then come back to us. And so they went and
did it.
Got the TV deal and got the cartoon going. And then the toys came after that. So it was, but of course, just reading about that, it's like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of ballsy.
Mini Painting Studio says, mine was the live action movie, then wanting the toys. 90s baby.
Right. Excellent. I've got a funny story about the first movie.
Okay.
That I can tell you off screen.
Okay. Oh.
Off camera.
Sorry, everybody. If you want
Sorry.
to see it off camera, you're going to have to ask them in the chat. So there was also a little tidbit of trivia there is who knows where they filmed the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie? What city and state?
It wasn't Bay City, Michigan, was it?
It was not Bay City, Michigan.
God.
That is a great guess, but it was not. A lot of the filming took place in not Bay City, Michigan. I want to see if anybody in the chat might have that intel.
Let's see.
So, if certain friends of mine are watching, they lived in said city, so should know the answer.
Right. That narrows it right down.
It does.
To friends of Rick.
Friends of mine, which I have like 5,000 on my Facebook page. And then, but they all are in the movie industry.
Okay.
So that should narrow it down. So if you know, shout it out. I'm going to invite some more people to watch us because that's what we do here.
Excellent.
Even though we got a great look today, we got like 58 right now in the chat, 59.
Excellent.
That's pretty, or at least watching. There's not 59 people talking to us. If you guys are watching us, at least say hi. We want to know who's out there watching us and sharing us, because that's always a nice thing. So Ross Thompson, who works for IDW,
Yep.
is really lucky because apparently Kevin Eastman is right there in their offices.
Oh, all right.
Works
Wow.
right out of the IDW studios there. And, so I'm sure he could probably go down and be like, Kevin, let's play. I'd be like, what?
How awesome.
All right. How awesome would that be?
Or you could go downstairs and say, hey, Kevin, there's two dumbasses out in Maryland painting
Ninja Turtles.
Let's go hassle them.
Well, Kevin, I think if he jumps in here, he'll be like, I remember that guy. Didn't they interview us at San Diego Comic-Con this year?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
We did.
That's cool. Did you get a chance to go to the IDW offices? Or?
No, I did not.
Oh, that's a shame.
I believe Josh has gone. I want to go out there and just kind of like see everything that they got going on.
Yeah.
And make a trip of it. Take Johnny and the cameras and go out there and spend a couple days with them and make some cool video content. That would be a lot of fun.
That'd be awesome.
And if you hear this, Ross,
let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Hook it up.
Yeah, because how cool would it be to be able to do a video out there with Kevin playing this game? I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to steal some of that ochre.
Oh, sure. There we go.
You had there. So we have some continuity. Mine won't look as good, but the same colors will be there.
That's the important part. As long as we paint our bases black, and then all the bases match.
Perfect.
That'll be awesome. Yeah. That'll be just fine.
See how reassuring he is? He's like, everything's going to be just fine, Rick.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
I appreciate it.
No worries.
Hey, Robert Jones got it right. It was in North Carolina, Drew, and it was in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh, there we go.
Where they also filmed the Hunger Games, the first
Yep.
movie. They filmed Iron Man 3 there, at least parts of it. Like the scene where you see Iron Man save everybody from Air Force One hanging from the plane.
Right.
That was filmed there. The TV show Revolution, the TV show Under the Dome, Sleepy Hollow,
Wow.
Eastbound and Down. Oh, the ones I was on.
Eastbound and Down.
Eastbound and Down, yeah.
Wilmington.
Between there and Wilmington.
Right.
So Wilmington and Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Where they were pretty much focused on that.
Right.
So, yeah, those were cool little town. One Tree Hill. Dang, what else was filmed there? Every Nicholas Sparks movie.
Right.
Because he's from that area, so
Okay.
a lot of the writing actually takes place there, so it just makes it super easy. Because you can, when he talks about the look of the area,
Yeah. Makes
fits
sense.
it. Yeah.
Excellent.
Are you doing the back shell in the same ochre?
No, the back shell I'm going to start with I'm going to start it out with the charred brown,
Okay.
which is a really cool dark brown from the the Vallejo game color range.
Oh, okay.
It's probably what I'm going to use for the sort of all the wrappings as well.
Okay. Is that also right here, charred brown?
It's not in the intro
It's
set.
the intro set. Okay. Dang it!
I know. I'm sorry. I'll have to get IDW to change the color of all the turtles so that we can use the intro set.
Right. Hey, Scott. Thanks for joining us. Philip, for years I never saw the first few minutes of the original movie because my copy was a VHS. My recorded for me off of TV. Man, I miss those days. And started late. It wasn't until the DVD came out that I actually saw it all. Carl, wow. Mates is here from Nostrelitz, Germany.
Oh, cool.
I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's right there for everybody to read. Todd, hey guys, the shadows of the past figures. I had thought about it, but just knew I'd screw them up. Nah, man, paint them.
Paint them. Get them painted.
And then Alex Williams says, this is awesome. I just got into mini painting last year. When I got my Works edition of Shadows, I've only painted Bebop and Rocksteady so far. Yeah, Kurt's in there's like, TMNT, jealous.
You left too
And hey,
soon.
Natasha, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Natasha Vineyard is in the chat. She'll be coming up here so tomorrow on our Comic Wow channel, we'll be doing a Wow Factor with Matt Stagmer from Man at Arms.
Cool.
The guys that do all the super cool weapon forging.
They the guys that did your Conan sword?
I did do my Conan sword. Yes. And we'll show that off tomorrow.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to talk to Matt and kind of figure out how'd that all come about.
Okay. Excellent. What time's that?
It'll be at 2 p.m. on the Comic Wow Facebook page.
Okay.
Oh, she's like, actually, just Matt's coming. Oh, man. Josh Perez, oh, man, that is cool. I'll be watching from home. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can definitely, like, keep the chat going there, Natasha. That'll work. Dan, this game right here, it is awesome. You can pick it up at your local game store. That's pretty much the best answer I can give you right now. That's the place we want you to go. Go to your local game store and pick this game up if you don't already have it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. What was the question?
He's like, I want it. He just says, I want that game.
Yep.
Oh, so yeah. So he's coming from the shop, so he's going to be all gritty and sooty.
Oh, nice.
That'll be funny.
Excellent. So,
And what's the color you're using again for the back shell and the wrappings?
for the back shell, the wrappings, I'm using charred brown.
I
So
would
like a
love to
green
steal
color
that from you
charred
as
brown.
well.
I love it as a paint because it's good, really good sort of coverage, and it's got little hints of purple and grey in there.
Nice.
Which means you can use it for so many different things. You can use it for shading greens or shading purples or that sort of stuff.
Okay. And you're also using this on the ankle, knee, and elbow wraps?
Yep. So using that as the sort of the base color for those.
Okay.
And then when we highlight them, we'll highlight the wrapping parts with a different color to the shell.
Okay.
I think for the shell, we could probably use the leather brown from the intro color set.
Okay, for the highlight?
For the highlights, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the turtles are a big part of it. It seems like a lot of people's growing up, you know. I mean, like I said, I was a kid when I first got introduced to it. You were a kid?
I was a kid.
For the most part?
Well, if you were a kid, I was a kid.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would have been like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
So maybe not that much of a kid.
Nah.
Kid.
But kids nonetheless.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And Alex is wondering, do we use ink washes to shade, or will we be using any ink washes to shade?
I don't think we will on these, just on the show.
Okay.
Mainly because the inks washes take a long time to dry.
Oh, okay.
And so if we had like 2 or 3 hours of the show,
right,
we'd be fine. We'd be able to move on to another one while that one dried, and then eventually, once it was dry, we could come back to it. But so yeah, I was going to pick some colors that we can just highlight up from, because that's a lot faster.
Okay.
But yeah, if I was doing a lot of them, so there's 45 miniatures in the box set.
Yes, I believe
like
that is correct. I will validate that information.
So I'd probably paint all of the
plastic figures. 45.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd paint all the turtles at the same time, and so probably put down all the base sort of skin color, then put a wash over that, let that dry, move on to like the Foot Clan.
Okay, yeah.
Soldiers, and do a whole bunch of those, and put any washes on them, let that dry, and while that's drying, I can come back to the turtles and sort of jump back and forth in amongst all the different things that you're working on.
And you'd have them done, all of them, in an hour. It's amazing.
No. No.
He says that, but...
One other sort of approach that I've seen people use for painting board games, particularly where you've got lots and lots and lots of different minis. In this case, the turtles were all in green. Everybody else is in grey plastic.
Right.
So you can sort of very quickly separate them on the board. You can see
Right.
what's what. But quite a few miniature board games come where everything's in grey. So if you wanted to sort of separate your good guys and bad guys, people will prime them all in white and then wash them in different tones.
Okay.
So you might do all the heroes in a black and white sort of thing. So you give them all a black wash over the white, and all the villains, you'll do those in like a sepia tone. So you do like a sepia wash over over everything. It's a cool way to get things done quickly. Sort of add a bit of uniqueness to your collection.
Right. Kind of that, but not quite the dip and spin process, but
yeah, not quite that, but not too far from it. Really.
Not too far, yeah.
But it's something that just adds a little bit of something extra to your collection.
Yeah, instead of it just being the molded, colored models.
Yep.
On there, you give them a little bit of flavor.
Yep. And then from there, if you want to, of course, you can go through and paint all your heroes, or your characters. A pretty neat way to go.
These are just ridiculous.
They're painting so easy.
Yep. And I'm wondering if it's the combination of, the prime on it is just really good, and
sort of giving you that base
to
work from. understanding where all your shading is going to be and that sort of thing.
It also highlights the separation, so you don't miss something that you would be like, oh, is that just an ankle, still part of the ankle or whatever?
Yeah.
It is not.
I think when we were looking at them last week, we were a little bit worried about the masks.
Yes.
But yeah, just having that zenithal prime, you can pick out those edges really quickly. You know what's what and what's where. Cool. So I've got
Emily basically gave a breakdown about the game, saying it features more than 40 sculpted miniatures, 12 unique maps, and over 100 cards showcasing all new original art.
Oh, cool.
Natasha said she had the full collection of the toys at one time. What?
What happened to them?
Yeah, what happened to them? Drew says, I still have the original toys. I also got a rare one, Slash. And Alex said that's his method of what he does with board game miniatures. Yeah.
Cool.
Alex also goes, a note on TMNT. I've been a fan since I was very little, and the current IDW comic run is the best TMNT story ever. If you're not reading it, go pick up the first volume now. It's amazing.
Cool.
Kanan, the game color set is the beginners that I'm using.
Yep.
Right?
So the
game color
intro set.
Intro set, yes.
Yep.
From Vallejo. But I'm also using some paints that Dave brought in as well.
The Vallejo game color range is really game color and model air and all of those sort of the different ranges they have is super extensive. There's so much.
There are a lot of options.
Yeah.
Let me, as an example, let me show you real quick the options here. So you can see that right here. It only came with a few. Was it 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 paints in this tray?
Yep.
But this right here shows acrylic colors for models and miniatures. So this is all the colors, front and back.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
That is quite a few.
Yeah. Oh, that's not even all. There we go. There's more. There was, and that's not
hiding.
all, folks. So
You're going to find another fold like 15 minutes later.
like, gee.
It opens up this way.
And then there's a sandwich, and then Rick is happy.
Right. Nice.
A sandwich falls out. Glorious day.
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh, that's not good. Who made the figures themselves? I mean, IDW Games is the manufacturer of the box, but as far as like
who sculpted them?
Yeah, who sculpted them? I'm
Not
not sure. Yeah, it doesn't really say, or if they were just 3D renders. It doesn't really say here on the box, so I apologize for not having that information.
Yep.
But if
Ross is in the chat.
Ross is in the chat, or if we can get him into the chat, he may know that information, or we'll definitely know where to get it. Now, the utility belt that's wrapped around.
Yep. I've just gone with the brown for that as well.
Same.
Yep.
Okay.
If you wanted to pick it out in something different, you can go with like a black or a grey, I guess.
I'm just gonna follow your lead, sir.
Okay. That'll be just fine. So at the moment I'm highlighting the skin. So I've mixed in some pale sand in the starter set or the intro set here. The like bone white would be a good one.
With the original green?
With the original green, yeah.
Okay.
So I like mixing in sort of bones or yellow, like a yellow tinged white, off whites.
Okay.
If you start to mix in white to highlight, you can get a very severe highlight very quickly.
Okay.
But with something like a bone sort of color, it's softer.
Okay.
It's a softer highlight.
So when you're painting and you're thinking about doing highlights and stuff, I noticed you brought your color wheel. Do you utilize that a lot in determining those kind of factors, or what do you use the color wheel for the most?
Right. Well, yeah, it's funny. I did bring it in. So, haha, there we go. This one isn't actually mine.
Okay.
This one belongs to my daughters. This is from American Girl.
Is it really?
Yep.
Okay, I thought maybe we were going to say I just stole it from my
stole it from my kids. Yeah. I teach them early.
Right.
Actually, no, we were sitting in the car the other day, and I didn't realize they had it. And
Nice.
My 5-year-old's like, Daddy, what is ANALOGOUS? And I said, that's analogous.
Nice.
And she goes, okay, because that's colors are next to each other on the wheel. So it shows the 3 sort of colors down here. But yeah, it has complementary, or shows complementary and monochromatic ideas and analogous ideas.
Okay.
But yeah, we were talking about the color wheel last week with the color choices.
Right.
For to get that sort of contrasting colors. This one here, we're working with basically a color scheme that's already been set.
Right, and it's easily referenced off the box.
Yeah. But and one of the ones we've got, or one you're painting, Raphael, is a green turtle with red mask.
Right.
So red and green are opposite each other on the color wheel, so they're complementary colors.
Okay.
They give the highest sort of hue contrast.
It's kind of neat to think that even with something as, calming and therapeutic as painting miniatures can be, there's a lot of science behind it.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that a lot of your top tier painters, I guess, in this arena do reference all of those things that you would learn in art school and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, definitely.
It's kind of neat.
Definitely. A lot of the top painters are trained in, they basically went to art school. And they've done a lot of 2D art as well. They come from that field, and then they're just applying a lot of the 2D techniques to a 3D surface. So taking it beyond sort of just coloring in.
Right.
Which you could almost, at its very basic level, that's what miniature painting is.
And they do, I mean, I've seen some of the stuff that you've posted up and others, and it's just like ridiculous the fact that, like, when I first started painting miniatures, I wouldn't have put like shading, like before I started this program. I had never used an ink to do highlighting or shading or get any of the depth to pop out. But the very first episode, I want to say it was James, who's always in the chat with us.
Right.
And, hi, James. Basically said, hey, try this. I was like, I don't know. Okay, you said it, I'll do it. I did it, and I was like,
perfect.
My game has been upped. or achievement unlocked, type situation.
Yeah, it's great when you're sort of working away at something, and then somebody shows you a new approach. And then all of a sudden, it's like, you can see the possibilities about how you can apply that.
And that's
a lot of different places.
One of the great things about this hobby is not just creating a cool paint on a sculpt that you can say is your own, but getting all these great painters that are out there that are so willing to share their knowledge and because they want to see everybody do a good job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see really nicely painted miniatures.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Actually, amusingly enough, segues into something.
Okay.
That I'm thinking about is this Friday, tickets go on sale for Adepticon.
Okay.
Out in Chicago, and the sort of the hobby team out there, Damon Drescher and a couple of other guys have sort of wrangled up a whole bunch of spectacular painters from around the globe to sort of come in and run classes.
Oh, wow.
So there are loads and loads of classes. I think there are over 80 classes.
Just on painting?
On painting. Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
Painting. There's probably a couple on sculpting and making sort of diorama bases and that kind of thing.
Okay.
But, those tickets go on sale for Adepticon this Friday night. And it's usually a crazy, mad scramble.
Okay.
But
so they sell out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
wow.
Definitely.
Okay.
But there are all sorts of excellent painters are coming from all over the place to run classes.
That's crazy. So, Kanan says, ask Dave, when did we get so old? I remember back in the LA Grand Tournament days when we met. I have the TMNT game, but haven't had time to paint them yet. Gannon, no. Wait, to be clear, she didn't die in the unit. I lost all my comics and the toys in the storage unit that was sold just before she died.
Okay.
Okay. I can post my TMNT Eastman figures that I did for the game. Those sculpts are Kickstarter exclusives. Yeah, James, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
Yeah, please
Definitely.
post those in the group. Yeah, that's so cool. Adepticon. Everybody tells me you got to go to Adepticon, Rick.
Yeah, if you're into miniatures, it's absolutely huge. They have over 430, 440 events lined up.
Wow.
There's probably 50 or 60 different miniature games being played.
At any given time?
No, sorry, like different titles
okay.
that are being played. I mean, at any given time, there's probably 30 different games.
Jesus.
30 different types of games. So something like the team tournament, the 40K team tournament.
Okay.
Which is their sort of signature event. Yeah, there's probably 250, 300 people in that.
Oh, my God.
That's one that also sells out within like 15 minutes. Yep.
Okay. Jeez.
So, definitely cool.
Man, I can dig it.
Yep. I think it's like 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tickets go on sale.
So there you go, everybody. If you're wanting to go to Adepticon in Chicago, make sure you're keeping track on that when those tickets go on sale.
Yeah.
But I know that at PAX Unplugged this weekend, they're going to have, I can't remember who's having one, but there is a paint and take event.
Okay.
So, go check that out if you're there. Paint some minis with everybody that's going to be a part of that little event. Should be fun.
Cool, yeah, definitely.
And I'm sure they're going to have, if you look at the, under the schedule, there's probably other events that are miniature based and painting based. I just remember seeing that one yesterday. I was like, man, I might do that. And I was like, oh no, I'll be doing interviews.
Yeah. There'll probably be some tournaments being run.
Oh yeah.
Different games.
Hey Rick.
Yes.
It's paint and take with Soda Pop miniatures.
Soda Pop
cool.
minis. Okay. I think Soda Pop, isn't that with part of Ninja Division?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sunday from 12 to 6 p.m.
Yep. Curses.
Prime interviewing time.
Yep. But that's okay. We'll be back next Tuesday.
Yeah.
With another episode featuring some other cool minis.
Yep.
All right.
How's it going?
Good. I mean,
Good?
He's coming around all right. I mean, mine's basic to yours because you're already doing highlights and shades and stuff.
Right. Well, it's about timing.
Yeah.
But it's never a race.
Is it not?
Unless it's a speed painting competition, but this is not a speed painting
This is
competition.
not.
So, yeah, we're all good. Cool.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. And
Okay.
that's why we do it, because it's fun.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that Drew hasn't mentioned my shirt yet.
You're right. I don't think he has mentioned it.
Drew, what's going on?
Slacking, that's what's going on. So tell us about your shirt. I mean, now that you've mentioned it.
I was waiting for Drew to say, "Tell us about your shirt, Dave." No,
He's not going to do
yeah.
it.
Well, after Drew's comment last week about my constant wearing of my Wayland Corporation shirt, I thought, I know, I'll wear some friendly local gaming store shirts. So this one is actually it's not local to us here, but it's up in Quincy, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Alpha Omega Hobby. That's run by my buddies Adam and Oz. So, hey guys, if you're watching,
Very cool. Good shout out there. And if any other game stores out there would like for Dave to wear their shirt,
I would totally do so.
You can give us a direct message. And what's your size, Dave?
XL.
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 There we go. just to support, because that's what we're here to do, support the friendly local game store where you can pick up IDW games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shadows of the Past board game. And you too can paint these amazing figs.
Yeah.
And then do all the cool little adventures within. And you had mentioned that they have done a couple expansions for this?
Yeah, I think Ross was telling me that they've got a like a Splinter Hero pack coming up soon, and I think they've got an April O'Neil Hero pack already out. There's another one as well, but I'm blanking on what that is.
Okay.
So it's kind of funny. I'm keeping Johnny on his toes. I keep moving around where I'm painting the model. Just silently cursing me in the room.
Like,
there we go. Nope, is that it? But yeah.
Now that I'm looking at this miniature, though, I can tell you the musculature on it is really good. And I think when we get to that separation, or for me at least, you're probably already there. But when I get there, I think it's going to look really cool to see the depth of the sculpt.
Yep.
So
one of the things you can do as well is with the scorched brown that you've got, is mix in some of the original green.
Okay.
To use to sort of so you can paint that into the shadows of the musculature.
Ah, okay.
So it'll really help that sort of pop out a little bit.
Ooh, James asks, big question for the group: traditional all red bandanas or the color coded ones? That is a good question.
Yeah.
Because the weapons denote really who the turtle is.
Yeah.
The color coding was more for the kids, I think.
Oh yeah.
You know. The color coding.
Color code. Yep.
Yeah.
So my Leonardo would be blue.
And mine would be red.
Yep.
Rella.
Yeah, but should we open that up to the group?
Yeah. What do you guys think we
What does
should do?
everybody want us to do?
Do you want us to do traditional all red, or should we keep them to their Nickelodeon standards of color coded? That's absolutely a great question for the group.
Yeah. One of the other things that I found out that I thought was pretty crazy was that in the UK in the late 80s,
Yeah.
there was obviously they're having a lot of problems with gang violence
Okay.
and ninjas for some reason.
Ninjas.
Having a
Okay.
problem with ninjas. I don't know if there are
Is that a
loads of
problem?
ninjas.
I don't know if that's a problem.
Or if it
Sounds
was just
amazing.
people making a lot of ninja stars and throwing them around.
Oh,
Because I know
okay.
that, like, I'm sure you did that as a kid.
Yeah.
We all? Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the UK, it wasn't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It was just teenage ninjas running around.
Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Okay. That makes sense.
And, Michelangelo's nunchucks, they changed those as well.
Really?
And gave him swords, I think.
So he had swords as well?
Basically, it was because they were sort of part of that issue with ninjas.
Okay.
Yeah, they switched them out and had swords. So it's like, wow, that is super specific.
That is.
We don't have a problem with turtles. We don't have a problem with mutants
Just the word ninja.
or teenagers.
Yeah.
Just ninjas
Okay.
and ninja-associated paraphernalia.
That's crazy. I wonder if they had him using like instead of like the katana or the wakizashi or any of those other types of swords, if they were like crusader swords.
Just broadswords. It's my
Right.
mighty broadsword. I will knight you with it now. Arise, Sir Raphael.
All right, hold on. We got what is it? Not sword, just a grappling hook.
Oh, it's a grappling hook?
Yeah.
My bad.
No, but again, it's that phobia that they had or that fear.
Yeah.
Still spilling over. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So but yeah, I was amazed that it was so super specific.
All right, I'm going to put
So the
mine...
katana would be fine because that's a samurai weapon.
Yeah. There we go. Take a peek there.
How's it looking?
Uh-oh, they all look the same when you toss them in the shredder. Oh, foot power.
Oh.
That's coming from Mini Painting Studio.
The foot-powered shredder?
Yep.
Okay.
And then, of course, Drew at 1 Inch Heroes, Mini Painting Studios. How dare you? How dare you?
So is there a consensus has been reached in the...
No, actually, no consensus on the color schemes.
Okay.
But Alex Williams says, these IDW sculpts should definitely have the color-coded masks. In the IDW comics, Leo, Mickey, and Donnie wore red until they found their lost brother Ralph. Then Splinter gave him red, and the others their own colors.
Okay. So there we go. Seeing as how we're painting IDW miniatures.
I like it. Oh, there, he looks pretty good so far.
Yep.
Not so bad. The underlight actually really helps.
It does. It does. It does a great job. The cool thing as well is you see around the top with the mask.
Yeah.
Once you've got the red painted on, you can then go back with your green, or a little bit of green mixed with the dark brown to give that like nice smooth edge between the two.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's take a look at yours.
Okay, there we go.
Ridiculous.
There we go.
So good.
So for the wrappings around there, I've just used a bit of where is it? Beige brown.
Okay.
Which is another one of my favorite colors.
As the highlight?
As the highlight over the charred brown.
Nice. Yeah, he looks great. Look at that, guys.
Yeah.
There you
Cool.
Go color schemes. It's about 50-50 split. Yeah, do colors. If nothing else, it makes them easier to distinguish during gameplay. That's true.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stephen. We appreciate the vote of confidence. All right. The shells on these guys have some pretty interesting edgings as well.
Yeah.
On in the front, near the leg connection.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I think with these, because we're painting them on the show and you can sort of do them fairly quickly, we've started with the dark color and we're highlighting up.
Right.
Just taking my time with these. I think with the texture that's on the shells there, I'd probably start with a lighter brown.
Right.
Maybe like the leather brown or the beige brown, and then do a wash over it.
Okay.
The wash can pick up a lot more texture, sort of a lot more subtle texture on there. I wouldn't dry brush these because it wouldn't catch those little lines.
Okay.
Little tiny ridges. But
I can absolutely see what you're saying there. With dry brushing, wouldn't it almost be mute? It would,
yeah.
Yeah.
It would kind of fill those lines, fill those gaps a little bit. But yeah.
Carrie said that maybe the next time she's on, mine will look closer to that level or not. They look good the last time.
They did. They look great.
James says Ralph is always my favorite. That would be Rick.
Yeah.
So Queston Stanley says, what kind of awesome game is this? So Queston, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shadows of the Past board game by IDW Games, featuring Nickelodeon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versions, because it has the Nickelodeon thing right on there as well.
Yeah. Good. Oh, sorry. Oh, my paints. Get them out of the way.
Dang it.
I'm the worst. I'm not paying attention at all.
Eric says, I just woke up, so I hope I misheard. Did dude just call them Mickey and Ralph? Yeah, I was reading off what someone someone had written in the chat. But yeah, we know it's Michelangelo, and I think is that what they call him in the show though? Do the turtles talk to each other with a shortened version of each other's names like that, where he'd be like, "Hey, Mickey." You know, like, oh, Ralph, no, I ain't going to be like that. Instead of Raphael? Maybe. I don't know. I actually haven't
remember.
watched the most
It's been a while.
recent animated versions. I used to watch a lot when my oldest son was younger because he really got into it for a while. Watching all sorts of the animated turtle stuff. Wanted all the toys, you know.
Yeah.
As kids are wont.
Exactly. Now we just want all the miniatures.
Raph.
It's
Raph.
big
Okay,
kids.
Raph, Mickey, Leo, Donnie. Okay.
Right.
I got it. The I know it's not Turtles related, everybody, but I gotta ask, who's going to watch Justice League this week?
You are.
I know I am.
Your friend CP is going to see it.
At the show? Because I'm
That's right. He's going to be at the show.
yeah, because I'll be up at PAX on Thursday for setup, so I'm thinking I might want to go Thursday night
Oh.
and watch it somewhere. Dude, I'm sitting. We're live on camera. I don't know.
Or you're crowdsourcing. You're asking everybody from Philly to.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Sorry. I did it again. Did that thing I do.
What's that?
Which is always yell at me.
Yep.
That's the thing you do.
I mean, it's all for comedy relief.
I'm just trying to look out for
Johnny.
you, Johnny.
In that it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
All right. No, Mickey spelled Mikey. Carries, I'm holding off on Justice League. Want to make sure it's worth spending money on. Read the original black and white comics from Mirage Studios. Yeah, those are good. Alex goes, that's not much of a deviation considering TMNT have crossed over with Batman and were just announced as DLC for Injustice 2. What? So downloadable content for Injustice 2, you can play the Turtles? Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's almost inappropriately cool.
Down boy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking, imagine playing frickin' Ralph and just kicking everybody's butt. The Flash, knocking the Flash down every day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I like
so?
the Flash, but I like seeing him get beat up too, because that's funny.
Right. I always think if the Flash is getting beaten up, it's just because he didn't move fast enough.
Right.
He didn't do his thing.
Just
the
didn't-
thing that he's got.
Yeah. Because sometimes I think he talks too much.
Oh, okay. That's his flaw?
All right, James, back to work you go. Thanks for joining us as always. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks, James.
And that's for everybody watching. If you're watching us and enjoying this, thank you. Thank you for joining us and being a part of our community.
Yep.
And letting us be a part of your gaming community. And yeah, so
Very cool.
I just grabbed a piece of cat hair floating in the air right here. It's like crazy. But the big thing is that we always will say here is go to your local game store.
Yep.
Pick up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shadows of the Past by IDW Games, and lots of other cool games. There's another cool Turtles game that they came out with.
Oh, yeah.
Right here, new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Showdown. This is also by IDW Games and Nickelodeon. It says, Showdown places the Turtles in their most precarious situation yet. This tile lane smash 'em up has players racing to the finish as either the Turtles or two of their deadliest foes, Bebop and Rocksteady.
Rocksteady!
The Turtles will have to use their intimate knowledge of the New York City sewers in a quest to save their friends while outmaneuvering the threat that is hot on their heels. Making a wrong turn could spell doom for the Turtles and their friends, or they may team up in order to overcome Bebop and Rocksteady.
Rocksteady!
Plan, place, move, attack, and rescue your way to victory in TMNT's Showdown, Bebop and Rocksteady Madness.
Nice.
Very cool. So again, go pick this up. If for some crazy reason this game is not on the shelf at your local friendly game store, just ask them, hey, I saw this cool game, I'd like to get it, and have them order it and get it in your hands quickly.
Yep.
Very cool.
Great
Well,
stuff.
that's it. That's our hour already gone.
What?
Yeah.
Somebody has
You
invented
want us
some
to
sort
show
of
them on the spinners?
crazy time machine. I didn't even get.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
Didn't even get the blue one.
Right.
Oh,
Didn't
now
get
I'm
the
dropping
blue
the
one. We also have a Facebook group. It's right there, right below there, for painting, called Painting Happy Little Minis. So if you're wanting to join up, you go ahead and type in, search Painting Happy Little Minis, request to join the group. We'll add you in there. You can share the photos and pictures of all the cool paints and miniatures that you're working on, that or ones that you want to work on, but you want to ask some advice.
Yep.
And everybody in there is super cool.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. There's loads of great stuff. Josh, who's been in the chat today as well, does live streams as well. Loads of great, cool painting tips and techniques and encouragement and excitement.
So it's a great community.
Definitely cool.
So go join that as well. And we will be back on Tuesday next week for another episode. We'll announce later which one we're going to talk about as far as what miniatures we'll be painting next week.
Yep.
Maybe we'll come back and hit these again.
We can talk about it at
PAX.
PAX.
Yeah.
I'll be up there on Saturday, so
Okay.
we'll swing by. We'll work something out.
Yeah, we can talk about what's up there, because who knows? We might be bringing something back from PAX that might be worth dropping and be like, listen
That's
up.
a good
There's
idea.
something straight from PAX. Check it out.
I like that.
You never know, but we'll let you know a little bit in advance.
The cool thing about seeing Leo on the spinner there, I can call him Leo now.
Yeah,
apparently.
intimate.
Is that even though I haven't painted his mask yet, the blue lights, they're doing it for me.
I do it for you. It looks great. I'm not going to put mine up there.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
All right, I'll do it. But I don't want to put it next to yours, because they're going to go, oh.
They won't be comparing.
No, it's all good.
It's not about comparing.
It's not, because it's all about having fun
Yep.
and enjoying the hobby that we all enjoy.
Exactly.
There you go. All right,
stuff.
so there you have it, everybody. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shadows of the Past, IDW Games, local game store. Go pick it up. This has been another episode of Painting Happy Little Minis. I've been your host, Rick.
I've been his sidekick, Dave.
Co-host. And we will be back soon. And until then, we'll see you at the game store.
Don't forget to subscribe to Game Trade Media. Leave a like and comment on what videos you'd like to see next.